Are you looking for the best loadout in Vanguard Royale? Well, not only am I going to show you the best guns, perks and equipment, I'm going to show you the best beginner, mid-level and fully leveled attachments for the weapons to ensure you get more kills in every single game. The guns we will be using in this loadout are the STG and the Welgun. Let's quickly discuss what makes these guns so good. The STG and the Welgun were already really great and really well-rounded weapons prior to the mass nerfs and changes to the various guns in the Season 2 update. However, the STG and the Welgun were two of the few meta assault rifles or SMGs to not be hit with a round of nerfs. In fact, the STG got some minor buffs to its bullet velocity and nothing overly notable really happened to the Welgun, and therefore it's really taken that next step to becoming the #1 assault rifle and the #1 SMG. Some of the really key areas for these guns are that they've got really high mobility, their damage output is extremely high, and they've both got really good magazine sizes, meaning you can afford to miss some shots and still kill your enemies. And the recoil is extremely controllable, even at range, and a nice added bonus is that, unlike most other Vanguard weapons, they don't take up loads of your screen. I'm talking about the Sten, Owen Gun and Bren here, where they just seem to clog it all up. The STG and the Welgun are quite minimalistic in comparison, leading to some extra clarity in the game. To top this all off, you probably had the STG fairly well leveled up if you played during Season 1, as the STG was great for floor loot, and with the Welgun, it's everywhere as floor loot in Season 2, so you should be able to level it up quite quickly. So let's move on to the best beginner, mid-level and fully leveled attachments for the STG. Don't worry, I'm going to cover the Welgun straight after this, but I'll walk you through the reasons why I have chosen each attachment, but it's always worth remembering 3 key areas when you're choosing the attachments for an assault rifle, that is range, recoil and magazine size. Now let's move on to the attachments. For the early level attachments, we'll be taking the following. For the muzzle, take the scythe compensator for additional recoil control. For the barrel, don't take anything here, as the first option just reduces recoil control and bullet velocity, which isn't something you want on an assault rifle. For the optic, take the Nidar Model 47 for additional clarity. For the stock, don't take anything here, as the first option just reduces initial firing recoil control. For the underbarrel, take the cover foregrip for additional recoil control. For the magazine, don't take anything here, as the first option just reduces bullet velocity, range, penetration and overall damage, which isn't great for an assault rifle. For the ammo type, don't take anything here, as the first option just reduces your bullet velocity. For the rear grip, take the rubber grip for additional recoil control. For perk 1 and 2, take whatever is available, as the early options aren't that useful here. You can see the full beginner build on the screen now. Now let's move on to the mid-level attachments. For the muzzle, take the MX silencer for additional vertical and horizontal recoil control, all whilst keeping you off the minimap. For the barrel, take the VDD 760mm 05B for additional recoil control, damage range and bullet velocity. For the optic, take the G16 2.5x zoom for additional clarity at range and additional recoil control. For the stock, take the Constance Tactical for additional initial firing recoil control. For the underbarrel, take the handstock for additional recoil control without impacting your aim down sight speed. For the magazine, don't take anything here, as the first 2 options just negatively impact your overall time to kill. For the ammo type, take the FMJ rounds for additional bullet penetration, allowing you to shoot through objects better. For the rear grip, take the rubber grip for additional recoil control. For perk 1, take sleight of hand to reload faster. For perk 2, take surplus to level up this gun around 20% faster. You can see the full mid-level build on the screen now. Now let's get into the fully leveled attachments. For the muzzle, take the MX silencer for additional vertical and horizontal recoil control, all whilst keeping you off the minimap. For the barrel, take the VDD 760 05B for additional recoil control, damage range and bullet velocity. For the optic, take the G16 2.5x zoom for additional clarity at range and additional recoil control. For the stock, take the VDD 27 precision for additional horizontal recoil control and aim down sight speed. For the underbarrel, take the handstock for additional recoil control without impacting your aim down sight speed. For the magazine, take the 60 round drum for a larger magazine. For the ammo type, take lengthened for additional bullet velocity. For the rear grip, take the polymer grip for improved flinch resistance and recoil control during sustained fire. For perk 1, take vital for increased torso damage, leading to a much faster time to kill. For perk 2, take fully loaded for max starting ammo. You can see the full build on the screen now. Now let's move on to the best attachments for the Welgun. For the beginner level attachments, we'll be taking the following. For the muzzle, take the strife compensator for improved recoil control. For the barrel, don't take anything here, as the first option just reduces your headshot damage, which could drastically ruin your time to kill. For the optic, take the monocular reflector for increased clarity. For the stock, take the Gaiwan skeletal for additional sprint to fire speed and movement speed. For the underbarrel, take the Mark 6 skeletal for improved aim down sight speed. For the magazine, don't take anything here, as the first option just increases the time to kill, meaning it would take longer to kill your enemies. For the ammo type, take the FMJ rounds for increased bullet penetration. For the rear grip, take the hatch grip for increased recoil control. For perk 1 and perk 2, take whatever you have unlocked, as neither of the early options are that useful. You can see the full beginner's build on the screen now. Now let's move on to the mid-level attachments. For the muzzle, we'll be taking the strife compensator for additional recoil control. For the barrel, don't take anything here, as the second option just reduces its bullet velocity, damage range, damage, and recoil control. For the optic, take the slate reflector for increased clarity. For the stock, take the Gaiwan skeletal for additional sprint to fire speed and movement speed. For the underbarrel, take the Mark 6 skeletal for additional aim down sight speed. For the magazine, take the 64 round mags for a larger magazine size. For the ammo type, take lengthen for improved bullet velocity. For the rear grip, take lever grip for improved aim down sight speed and aiming stability. For perk 1, take unmarked for position concealment, as we aren't running a silencer. For perk 2, take surplus to help your gun level up around 20% faster. You can see the full mid-level builds on the screen now. And now let's move on to the fully leveled attachments. For the muzzle, take the recoil booster for increased fire rate. For the barrel, take the 320mm SA shrouded for drastically increased recoil control and increased damage range. For the optic, take the slate reflector for increased clarity. For the stock, take the remove stock to increase movement speed, sprint to fire speed, and aim down sight speed. For the underbarrel, take the Mark 6 skeletal to improve your aim down sight speed. For the magazine, take the 9mm 64 round mags for a larger magazine size, meaning you can kill more enemies without having to reload. For the ammo type, take hollow point, giving you more limb damage, meaning if you're not hitting every shot on your enemy's chest or head, it will help you kill them a little bit faster. For the rear grip, take the fabric grip for improved aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, and improved hip fire accuracy. For perk 1, take unmarked for position concealment, because we don't have a silencer on. And for perk 2, take quick for improved sprint speed. You can see the full fully leveled attachments on screen now. Now let's move on to perks, where I'll give you the best two options in each category, giving you some flexibility to your playstyle. For perk 1, you want to be either taking EOD, which reduces the damage from non-kill streak explosives and fire, or you want to be taking cold-blooded, so you're undetectable by thermal optics, you won't trigger high alert warnings, and you won't be pinged by combat scout. Given the rise in use of combat scout, my personal choice here is cold-blooded. And moving on to perk 2, take overkill for your first loadout, giving you both an AR and SMG. However, due to the real lack of UAVs in Vanguard Royale, you don't want to be taking ghost on your second loadout, as it's kind of been made redundant, and due to the new plating system, tempered has become really useful, as it'll stop you burning through as many plates. The other choice I would look at is restock, as this replenishes your equipment over 50 seconds. Again, high alert has been made somewhat redundant due to the rise in cold-blooded, negating the pulsating effect around your screen when someone's aiming at you, as it just doesn't come up if someone's using cold-blooded. And lastly, for perk 3, you want to be taking either amped, which increases your plating speed by around 5%, and the weapon swap speed by a considerable amount, allowing you to react to situations much faster, or you want to be taking Combat Scout, which allows you to ping your enemy the moment you shoot them. But as mentioned, due to the rise in cold-blooded, it's kind of being made redundant a little bit, so amped seems to be the way forward at the moment. Now let's move on to lethals and tacticals. For lethals, take frag grenades, as these can almost kill your enemies, which can lead to much easier pushes. For tacticals, there are two options here. The first is the flash grenade, which will blind your enemy for a short period of time, allowing you to push rooms a little bit easier. However, the second option, and my preferred option, is the stim shot, which will heal you to full HP and give you a speed boost, which can be really useful in a number of situations. Well guys, if you did find this video useful, make sure you hit that like button, and if you'd like to see another guide for the no recoil KG M40 assault rifle, then click on the video on screen now. But if you did make it all the way to the end, let me know in the comment section below what your favourite part of Vanguard Royale is.